Kia ora everyone, I'm Andrew Leslie and I'm the Chief Executive of the New Zealand Recreation Association, but I'm here in my capacity as Chair of the Governance Group for the Targeted Review of Qualifications. So this video is all about giving you an overview of the review of qualifications for our sector, which is the sport, recreation and fitness sector, and also to give you a bit of an introduction to this phase we're now starting to move into, which is the consultation phase. So the Targeted Review of Qualifications, or TRoQ as it's become known as, was established by the government through NZQA, New Zealand Qualifications Authority. And the idea is to look at duplication and proliferation of qualifications that sit on the framework from levels 1 to 6. Now that's a big job because there's 6,000 qualifications sitting on the framework, and to give you an understanding of the size of the process, about 1,800 qualifications were up for review in 2012 across 26 different sectors. So for our sector, for recreation, sport and fitness, our starting point was 175 qualifications, and those qualifications were owned or developed by 36 unique providers, and so that's polytechs, PTEs, which are private training enterprises, ITOs or industry training organisations, and wānanga. Now there's no universities as part of that list, as qualifications above level 6 are not part of this review. So for us, for our sector, it all kicked off with a hui in January 2012, where there was approximately 60 stakeholders attended, representatives from providers and from the industry as well. And a big part of that meeting was to establish the governance group. And right from the start, the governance group was set up to be representative of as many stakeholders as possible. So on the governance group, we have representatives from polytechs, ITO, the PTEs, wānanga, and from industry as well. So as a governance group, our first task was to set in place the structure that was then going to help us get through this review. Big component of that was to establish the working groups, and so we've set up working groups for every part of the sector, and their job is really to look at the detail of the qualifications, to recommend new qualifications and what the graduates would look like when they came out of those qualifications. Big job to be done, and we've had some fantastic support from a whole number of volunteers that have come on board those working groups, and I'd really like to acknowledge the work that they've done to date for us. So the governance group, our role is to oversee what the working groups have come up with in their meetings, and to then approve a set of draft qualifications which is submitted to NZQA. And that's really the point we're at the moment. The working groups have done a huge amount of work, and we've now come to the point where we need to consult on the key information that has come out of the process to date. So now as we come to the consultation phase of this process, we're going to want your feedback on some key pieces of information. So the first one of those is the draft map of qualifications, or the TRoQogram as we've come to know it as. This map shows where the qualifications sit across our sector, and the working groups have reviewed all 175 qualifications that were in our sector and have now come up with this set. So we want your feedback on how this looks for the part of your sector that is relevant, but also how you think the qualifications fit together right across our sector. The other key piece of information we want your feedback on are the graduate profiles. So you'll see that each qualification has a profile which outlines the types of skills and competencies that a learner will come out from the qualification with. So what we need you to do next is to click on one of the sector buttons on the website that's relevant to your part of the sector, and then work your way through the survey, giving us feedback on the draft suite of qualifications and the graduate profiles. It's really important that we get to hear from as many people as possible during this phase, so please pass the website link on to others in your network so that we can hear from them as well. The governance group will then review all the feedback and we'll respond back to you. Now this phase of consultation runs through to the 25th of March. So please take the time to do this feedback now and have your say in what is a really important phase in the development of qualifications for our sector. Thank you everyone. Kia ora koutou.